everyone. Today we are going to talk about the Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. This is a brand new palette from Urban Decay and it's called the Naked Skin Shapeshifter. It retails for $45 at Ulta, Sephora, and Urban Decay's own website, and it comes in two shades, light to medium shift and medium to dark shift. And it's described as more than a contour kit. 3-in-1 complexion palette provides everything you need to contour, color correct, and highlight. One side contains powders, 3 for contouring and 1 pearl shade for highlighting. And the other holds creams, 2 for contouring, 2 for color correcting, and 1 pearl shade for highlighting. And then they recommend that if you fall in between any of the two shades, then you can mix them and kind of create your own custom contour color correct shade if you need. They say you can even layer the powder and cream formulas to achieve a long-wearing, more intense effect. Among the creams, you get 2 contour shades, 2 color correcting shades, and a highlighter shade. Let me build up the highlighter just a bit. So this is the highlighter in pearl. And then among the powders, you get 2 contour shades, 1 kind of almost like a banana powder, and then a highlighter. Again, this highlighter is called Pearl. So I'm going to try some heavy duty color correction, and I'm going to do that on just one side of my face. I think I'm supposed to use the orange for color correcting under my eyes. I have moisturized my face. I don't have any primer on it. So I'm going to do whatever color correction I'm supposed to do first on one side, and then go over my normal makeup routine over the entire face, and then we'll see if it actually makes any dramatic difference. So my other problem area is usually around my mouth. Like, I feel like that's usually too dark. And then I'm kind of confused about what I'm supposed to use for a blemish, so I'm just going to go with the light kind of salmon shade and just dab it on. Then I'm going to apply the contour. I did try this yesterday and I have noticed that these do set pretty quickly, so I'm gonna just blend that out. And then this is a silicone blender that I got from Shop Miss A. I'm gonna use that to kind of just press the stuff in. I usually don't do both powder and cream contours. I would do one or the other, but I'm gonna do the powder contour on top. But on this side I'll use the Shapeshifter palette. On this side I'm going to use the Studio Contour palette by Profusion that I've been using for many months now. Okay. This brush is actually good for blending out cream contours. Then I think I'm gonna go with the yellow, that of a triangle region, just under the eye, the forehead, the top of my nose. More of the yellow one here. I have a very dark spot on there, so maybe I should go in heavier. I'm gonna use a brush. And then I have a prominent patch of, it looks like damaged skin almost. I think it's caused by me rubbing my eyes. Then I'm going to get the yellow shade again and just go under my brows to kind of clean up that area. Now I'm going to go with my Tarte Shape Tape, and of course now this time I'm going to go both sides with it. Don't forget to like pull down and get any crease stuff, especially before setting. I'm gonna press in this spot. Now I feel like the redness is pretty well covered. Then I have a little tiny blemish here. I'm just use my Shape Tape on it. Oh, I think I should well, that should get covered with foundation. I'm going to mix my two Tarte foundations because I feel like this can be too kind of slippery in this hot weather, and this is usually too dry for me. So I like that in-between texture. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender today because I don't want my brushes to take off any of the other work that we did underneath. Not a Beauty Blender, but a beauty sponge. Yes. Wow. Okay, can you guys see this? Like I'm getting like really heavy, wrinkly texture under like this eye. Yeah. So here I have like a lot of wrinkles. Here, not so much. I pull down, you can see the creasing. Pull down here, there is creasing too, but not as bad. So I'm going to use the sponge to pull down and kind of smooth out the creasing. Same thing this side. Down, smooth out the creases. I'm going to put that cream highlighter as well. So the creasing is still there. See? It's not creasing now, it's looking just plain like wrinkles, which is freaking me out a bit. But let's set this. I'm using my e.l.f. setting powder. Neither the Shape Tape nor the salmon corrector have completely hidden my blemishes. And I've pretty much done it for the sake of the video. I usually do not apply extra product on top of my blemishes. I hate that. I'm kind of freaked out by that, you can say. Because I almost feel like if there is a problem in the skin below, I want it to get exposed and just, you know, come out and go away and not kind of cook under the layer of makeup. I have creasing up here too. Let me just smooth that out for this side. I have no creasing here on the Shape Tape side, but I did go over with the orange concealer just a bit here, and I'm noticing. Okay, in terms of the dark patch, sorry, I'm checking in the viewfinder, but yeah, I don't know if you guys are noticing any significant difference between the two eyes in terms of, you know, having color corrected this side versus not. Sadly, I can't. The only thing, unfortunately, I'm noticing is more kind of wrinkles on this side. Okay, let's finish. Now I'm going to move over to the powder side and go with the kind of yellow shade to highlight top and one of my cheeks. Then I'm going with the kind of lighter of the contouring shades. Now let me go in with the darkest of the contouring shades. I want my face to be less round, so I'm going to cut out, you can see almost this portion. These powders are very, very pigmented, so you can end up overdoing them. So, you know, go with the light hand and you can always build up, you know, if you need to. This mirror, I like it, but I feel like it's too small for this purpose because I can't see my whole face in it, and I don't want to focus in a tiny portion of my face and then not see how it's coordinating with the rest of my face, you know what I mean? Now for this side, other side, I'm going to go with my Profusion Studio Contour Palette. This one also has kind of a banana shade, so I'm going to take that and see the same thing that I did that side. Now this one comes with a light contour, dark contour. They are both kind of cool toned, and then this is warm, almost like a bronzer shade. This is what I actually like about this palette. So I'm going to take the bronzer shade and then go over the top of my face where the sun would hit me. And then the areas that I want to camouflage, you can say, I usually like to hit those with the contour shades. So this side definitely looks more chiseled because, you know, I have like the darker of the contour shades and I have a cream contour underneath. So let's do the same on this side. In general, I had to add quite a few layers of the profusion powders to achieve the intensity of the wet and dry contour of the shapeshifter palette. And in the end, I still felt that the shapeshifter side looked a little bit better. All right, and then I'm gonna do the nose contour, and I'm gonna use the lighter, the contouring shades, and then again the lighter contour from the shapeshifter palette. Can you see, like, this is warmer than this? Like, this just looks like my shadow, and this looks slightly more pinkish. I feel like I have like a red patch here, so I'm gonna just take the lighter powder shade from the shapeshifter palette and try and go over that. Yeah. Nice coverage. I'm gonna use the highlighter from the shapeshifter palette. I really like this highlighter. Let me finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. It has been actually a couple of hours since I finished doing the contour because my camera just shut off on me. It wouldn't start, so then I recharged the battery and now I got it to work again. Now I feel like the creasing has kind of equaled out. Scoot you guys in closer. We pull down on my lids. And there is no particular accumulation of product on this side. This was the corrector side. And no, I'm not noticing any on either. The dryness seems to be equal on both. But overall, I'm loving the highlight. I feel like this cheek looks a lot more like kind of curved in compared to this cheek where I didn't do the cream contour and used my other palette. So I'm not sure if that's what is kind of not giving it the depth. This side seems a lot more kind of shaped and deeper. I'm kind of unhappy with the way my under eye area looks, but then again, it's now equaled out. So I'm personally not noticing any particular effects of the color correction. I don't know if I should have applied a lot more or less, I don't know. But I will continue wearing this for the rest of the day and we will see if there are any differences between the two sides of my face. Alright, so it's almost 7 hours later and to be honest, I'm not noticing any difference from the side where I did not do any additional color correction to the side where I did using the shapeshifter palette, except maybe just around here. I feel like this area looks a little bit even and here it just looks like there's a dark patch, but underneath the eyes I actually feel like this side looks better, but that might be just because I have higher pigmentation here to begin with. I have been careful not to kind of rub or scratch those areas. In terms of creasing, I still feel like there is more there are more lines that are apparent on my shapeshifter side, and when I pull it down I don't have any creasing of the actual product underneath. So for $45, my final thoughts on the Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette is that it's a good compact palette. I like its shape. I like how it feels very, very sturdy. I like that it has a mirror. I like that the creams are separate from the powders. I like that they have highlights in both cream and powder, though I don't see myself using the cream much, the cream highlighter. I like the option of having different shades to mix to create my own custom shade. I'm really missing a blush in here. I really wish they would have just added a fifth little pan in here of blush. But besides that, in terms of the actual powders, they follow the usual Naked trend of like really soft blendable powders and creams that almost feel like they are powders, you know, like there's no greasy feel at all. But in terms of the actual look, I feel like I can achieve pretty much exactly the same thing with my drugstore palettes with a little bit more of, you know, color options. And these were together just $14 from TJ Maxx. The creams are definitely not as lightweight or powdery in the Bella Pierre palette. So if you have an oily skin, I think you would love having this because it, you know, it actually feels very, very lightweight and you don't want to add more creamy, oily stuff to your skin. But for a dry skin, I think you can just go with the drugstore palettes. In terms of powders, I didn't notice any difference except that the pearl highlighter is just freaking gorgeous. Now, in terms of product quantity, you get 2.15 grams of each of the 5 cream products, 3.7 grams of each of the 4 powder products, which is basically 0.07 ounces of the cream products and 0.13 ounces of the powder products. So you get a total of 0.87 ounces of product in here, which makes it about $51 an ounce or $1.76 per gram of product, which I don't think is bad. But would I say just like run out and get it? I don't think there are any palettes nowadays that you need to do that with, except maybe the Modern Renaissance palette. I would say get that. This one, I really like it. I really like the highlighter in this. I really like the powders. I like the separation. I like the two-sided mirror. I like the size and how compact this is. But besides that, if you are a traveler, I would say this would be a good buy. Good, not buy, but good buy. It would be a good buy, but otherwise it is a luxury item. You know what I mean? So I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know what you guys think about the product, and thanks again for watching. Bye.